Until Dawn, 2015, stands as one of Supermassive Games' most acclaimed titles, sparking a trend of choice-based horror games that challenge players to keep their characters alive. While not their debut, Until Dawn paved the way for hits like the Dark Pictures anthology and The Quarry. Now, in 2024, the much-anticipated Until Dawn remake has been released. However, this time it wasn't developed by Supermassive Games, but rather by Ballistic Moon, a studio formed by former Supermassive staff. Despite the change in developers, fans are left wondering, is the Until Dawn remake worth playing? The legacy of the original Until Dawn. Originally released on August 25, 2015, Until Dawn captivated gamers with its unique blend of choice-based horror and stunningly realistic graphics for its time. Unlike earlier choice-based games like Telltale's The Walking Dead or The Wolf Among Us, Until Dawn took the concept further by blending intense horror elements with a branching narrative that truly changed based on player decisions. The story followed a group of teenagers at a remote ski lodge, where a masked killer hunted them. However, as players dug deeper, they uncovered a supernatural threat in the form of the Wendigos, ancient creatures cursed by Native American lore. The game kept players on edge by introducing the butterfly effect, where even the smallest decision could have major consequences later in the game, and a totem mechanic that offered cryptic glimpses of possible future events. The combination of a tense atmosphere, an immersive narrative, and high replayability quickly made Until Dawn a classic. Players were not just trying to survive the night, they were shaping the relationships between characters and determining their fates through each choice. This made every playthrough feel unique, with the constant pressure of quick-time events adding an extra layer of difficulty. Despite its success, Supermassive Games never made a direct sequel. Instead, the developer created the Dark Pictures anthology, which, while enjoyable, never quite captured the magic of Until Dawn. Many fans longed for a continuation of the original story or at least a proper spiritual successor. The Until Dawn remake, familiar but fresh. The Until Dawn remake, released on October 4, 2024, was developed by Ballistic Moon, a team made up of former Supermassive employees. Although the remake remains largely faithful to the original, it introduces several new elements that may entice both veteran fans and newcomers. The developers added new scenes, expanded collectibles, and multiple new endings, hinting at the possibility of a true sequel. While the overall structure and story are the same, these fresh touches add an extra layer of intrigue, especially for fans familiar with the original. However, not all changes were met with enthusiasm. Since Ballistic Moon needed to distinguish their remake from the original, some artistic decisions were made. For example, the iconic opening credits song, "Oh, Death," was replaced with "Out of the Shadows." Additionally, the blue-tinted lighting that gave the original its eerie atmosphere has been reworked, giving the remake a slightly different visual tone. Despite these changes, the Until Dawn remake still captures the essence of the original game. The updated graphics and added content make it a thrilling experience for longtime fans, while new players can dive in without needing any prior knowledge of the original. The game continues to excel at keeping players on edge, combining psychological horror with interactive storytelling. Did Until Dawn really need a remake? While the remake delivers a fresh take on Until Dawn, some may question whether it was necessary. After all, the original still holds up well, especially given that it was made for the PlayStation 4, and its graphics and gameplay mechanics have aged gracefully. However, the remake isn't just about revisiting a beloved game, it serves as a statement from Ballistic Moon. The studio is using the Until Dawn remake as a way to establish its place in the gaming industry and potentially pave the way for a proper continuation of the series. Additionally, the remake offers an opportunity to introduce the game to a new audience. In a world where remakes and reboots often dominate the industry, Until Dawn's return may not be just about updating an old game but also about reigniting interest in the franchise. Final thoughts: is the remake worth it? The Until Dawn remake is not without its flaws, but it successfully recreates the suspense and atmosphere that made the original a hit. The new content, while not revolutionary, adds enough fresh material to make it worth playing even for those familiar with the 2015 version. The changes in music and lighting may disappoint some fans, but the core experience remains gripping. Ultimately, whether or not the Until Dawn remake is worth playing depends on what you're looking for. If you're a new player, this is a fantastic introduction to a truly unique horror experience. For long-term fans, the additional content and the potential for a sequel make this remake worth exploring. Either way, the game serves as a love letter to the franchise, offering a terrifyingly fun experience from start to finish.